Hi there, welcome back. Today we're going to learn about two things that we all do an awful lot, but that we probably don't want to admit that we do. And that is our habit of making judgment and our habit of making assumptions.
Judgments and assumptions are a natural process of the brain, originated as systems gathering and separating information for survival. The brain is designed to bring order and categorization to things, our experiences, and our sensory input. These categorical indexes become associative hardwiring, creating quick pathways of information in an attempt to make sense of the world, much like that of an algorithm. Our brains are also evolutionarily designed for a sense of belonging. Therefore, we are going to strongly associate with those things that we've had more exposure to. For survival purposes, the brain's categorization process relied on an us versus them conditioning.
So in the original design of the human brain, we had to separate and protect in order to evolve. But in our modern brain, what we really need to do is we need to learn how to connect in order to evolve. We have experience or reference point to something that is different than what we are used to, something that is different than the categorization or that algorithm that we've established in the mind. We default into trying to make discerning judgment based on assumptions of our prior knowledge. It's really important to have crucial conversations even if they make us uncomfortable. Because remember, typically that survival brain is going to avoid those conversations because it's uncomfortable. That doesn't create a dopamine hit. That creates threat and fear. And with threat and fear, we're either going to attack or we're going to distance. So to some degree, in order to evolve on a personal level, and most certainly a collective level, we have to be willing to put ourselves in those situations where we're getting new information. We don't know everything that goes on in the backdrop of people's lives. And because we don't know, it is easy to make assumptions based on our own experience or based on whatever the brain has done to categorize certain things in certain ways. But the reality is we don't know what's going on. We don't know what it's like to be in that person's body, in that person's mind. We don't know what their current life situation is, what stressors they might be having at home. We might not have any idea of what their history is, what their experience is on a personal level or a professional level. And it's very easy to make assumptions based on the information that we get in these little short glimpses into people's lives. And because we have a limited amount of information, we might not be accurate. And that again is the nature of the brain. When it doesn't have all of the information, the brain is going to make up information based on what the brain knows. And so by seeking out and getting new information that is accurate, we're literally broadening our resource, our categorical index of human behavior. And that's where we hear the expression, broaden your horizons. The more we understand about one another, the more we're willing to learn and be curious about all of the dynamic and different ways there are to have experiences, the more information, the more association we're going to have in our brain, and the easier it's going to be to connect to people, and the less likely we're going to be to make judgments and assumptions based on lack of information. to be pulling up to the grocery store and trying to fit your car in a lane where another car is parked next to you and has cut off half of the space. It's really easy to say, oh, that person's such a jerk. Well, maybe they are. There's always that possibility. Or maybe they're a 16-year-old who just got their license and was really impressed by their ability to fit any of the car in the space. Maybe they are a new mom that's got a brand new baby in the back seat of a car, and she's clumsily learning how to figure out what to do with that cumbersome car seat and needed a little bit extra room. Okay, we could paint a million scenarios. The point is, we are so quick to make judgments. And again, it's natural to some degree. The point is to become really aware, really cognizant of when we're doing it, what our motives are for making that judgment, and asking ourselves, can I get more information? Can I let this go? Can I not take this personally? Evolving our consciousness and evolving our ability to emotionally regulate ourselves on a higher level and emotionally connect to other people on a higher level means really genuinely being willing to put down our walls of protection and defense, even if just a little, engage in conversations that promote a genuine curiosity and willingness to learn and to think beyond our scope of reference.
Humans are still evolving. Our brains are constantly adapting and reorienting to the world around us. It is essential for individual and collective growth to be incredibly self-aware of the content we are putting out and the content that we are putting in. I highly recommend mindfulness and meditation practices because they teach us to watch our thoughts, actions, judgments, and assumptions, and they develop and grow our consciousness. We also need to remember to be willing to broaden our understanding of the human experience and allow ourselves to be exposed to diversified experiences. In addition to being willing to connect to one another in a way that de-armors these ancient defenses and that promotes new eras of human connection. This is the input that will inform the new wiring of the brain and that will connect and protect a shared sense of belonging.